Now's that time of week where we answer some of your common health questions. Joining me as always, News Channel 5's medical expert, Dr. David Soria, the Chief of Emergency Medicine at Wellington Regional Medical Center. Thanks so much for coming in today. Looking at some of the topics, this is a good one. How can you tell if you have a sore throat, or sometimes, we always want to jump and say it's strep throat. So what's the difference?
You bet a lot of times we just use those synonymously.
Yeah.
And the reality is that they present the same way. It hurts, right? But there are some distinct differences, and that is with a virus, many times a viral pharyngitis lasts a day or two and then it starts to resolve as you develop the congestion and the coughing. Not with strep. With strep, it gets worse, beefier, and it hurts a heck of a lot more. The other thing too is with virus, it's red and it's a little bit swollen. With strep, you see white patches, pus pockets. It can be very, very obvious when you look at
kind
a
of
strep
in that throat area.
You got it over the tonsils. And then lastly, with viral pharyngitis, you don't typically see just with that a fever, but with strep you can see a high fever. So it's very, very important that you look for those things.
So some very key differences
Absolutely.
there.
And old practice used to be, hey, let's just put them on antibiotics. Now it's different. We actually want to prove that it's strep, so we actually get what's called a rapid strep screen, because we don't want to put people on antibiotics unnecessarily unless they actually have strep, because obviously there's cost, resistance, and then sometimes side effects, so we want to avoid that.
All right, let's talk a little bit about vitamin D. Does it help fight high blood pressure?
You know, there's been a link between the two for a long time from previous studies, but just recently a study out of Scotland, which was very, very comprehensive, looked at 46 clinical trials, actually about 4,500 patients, and they finally discovered that there was absolutely no link between the diastolic, the low number, and the systolic blood pressure as far as high levels of vitamin D and lowering your blood pressure. So that's important. And why is that important? Because all too often we go out and we just buy all kinds of supplements at these vitamin stores because of false claims. And even though we have this philosophy of it can't hurt, may help, the reality is that you can spend hundreds of dollars a month on supplements and things that you think are helping you when in reality they do not. So studies like this are very important for us to prove whether or not there's any benefit. Because not only do they cost money, they can cause side effects, and what people don't realize is a lot of these supplements can actually interact with some of the prescription medicines you're taking. So be very careful. Make sure you talk to your doctor about that.
All right, keep those questions coming to Dr. Soria. You can always send it in by going to WPTV.com, click on the help link, scroll down, and then on the right-hand side you'll see a form there to write your question. We look forward to getting those answered for you. Doc, we'll see you next week.
You got it.